You've heard about the Xbox Prime. Let's talk about the real new Xbox. What is up, y'all? I'm Ray, and this is my channel, Xbox Ready, where we get on and we talk about Xbox stuff. The latest news, rumors, games, controllers, accessories, whatever I want to talk about because it's my channel and it's about Xbox. It's called Xbox Ready. That's kind of the whole thing. And in today's video, we're gonna take a look at Microsoft's real new Xbox that you can expect later this year. Some new rumors regarding Xbox's exclusive strategy. So I've been thinking a lot lately, guys. It's 2025, it's the new year. I'm thinking ahead, what am I gonna do next year? What am I gonna do next year? I'm in my 30s, you know? I gotta start like thinking seriously about this stuff. And of course, a lot of that thinking power goes to what Xbox is doing. Right now, CES is in full swing. We've gotten some really interesting reveals, including the freaking Hyperkin Xbox controller that is basically a DualSense knockoff. Speaking of that Xbox DualSense controller situation, my friend who is also named Ray, he was at CES with his wife, Jules. And I asked him, I was like, hey man, if you see this controller out in the wild, can you send me a picture of it? And he very kindly got back to me, not only with a picture, but he was like, yeah man, I also got to play with it. It was really, really awesome. And it made me feel a little bad because I'm like, okay, I respect this guy's opinion, but if any of y'all remember in the video that I was talking about it alongside Sabil, I was like, this thing is whack, this thing is blasphemous. And then here my friend is like, no, it's actually pretty cool. I'm like, maybe, just maybe I was jumping to conclusions. He mentioned he was talking to one of the reps there and they didn't say how much it was gonna cost, but he's thinking about 70 bucks. I also overlooked the fact that this thing was gonna have Hall effect sensors and the sticks. That's pretty cool. That must have just flown over my head with the trailer. And in some pictures, I might be tripping. It might just be a way to visually convey that this thing has Hall effect sensors and the sticks. But it looks like there may be like some modular capability with this, like you see with the DualSense Edge. This thing probably won't be my go-to controller, but I've officially upgraded it from blasphemous to something I'd be willing to check out. Big shout out to my friends Ray and Jules, love ya. We knew this was gonna happen a couple of weeks ago, but Lenovo took the opportunity to announce at CES the Legion Go 2. The sequel, of course, to the Legion Go, except this time they're releasing one that is powered by Windows, and there's gonna be a variant that is powered by Steam OS. And then you got Xbox, who is like, we got a new thing releasing this year. Another way that you can play your Xbox games, we're gonna put the cloud gaming Xbox app on LG TVs. Kind of like what we did 2 years ago with Samsung TVs that kicked off this whole you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox games thing. In a world where everything is an Xbox, that's now gonna include LG TVs. Not to knock it, it is pretty cool. This concept of, oh, all I need is a controller and I'll connect that to my TV and I'll be able to play Xbox games, no other fuss or hardware. And the cloud gaming experience on Samsung TVs, it's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. I got to play it 2 Game Awards ago. Xbox had this mixer before the show, and they had a team from Samsung being like, hey, check out our app. Come on, come over here and play it, Ray. Come on, man. And I was like, okay, I will. It's always awkward being in those situations where like the developer or the people who made the product are like watching you intently while you're trying to play their game or use their accessories or whatever. Like I was playing Forza Horizon 5 and they're like, what do you think, man? I'm like, I don't know. I just booted up the game. Give me some time. But I will say my experience was pretty smooth. I imagine it's gonna be comparable on LG TVs. I don't think we're gonna lose anything as Xbox fans with the launch of this new app. They've been making some really great progress too in the cloud gaming interface. You can access your friends lists now. You can play games that you actually own. It feels more and more like the actual Xbox experience that you would get on a console. It's not there yet, but it feels more like it. So I imagine whenever you can play Xbox games through the cloud on LG TV, it's gonna be pretty good. But pretty good? Not good enough, Xbox. I don't know why they're so insistent. I don't know why they are satisfied with just bringing cloud gaming to other hardware. Because when you look at what Steam is doing, they have the Steam OS going on Lenovo. We know that they're working with Asus to bring it to the Ally as well. It kind of seems like they're eating Xbox's lunch here, man. They're fulfilling the promise of bringing Steam and bringing Steam games over to other bits of hardware. And they're doing it with a much better product, a much better experience than you would get from just streaming games to the cloud. They are insistent on like, no. You want to use Windows. We're not gonna make a dedicated gaming OS. We want you to boot up Windows and then go to the Xbox PC app. And to be fair, they have been working on the Xbox PC app to try and make it competitive, but still it feels like this weird insistence on, oh, just making sure cloud gaming is supported, making sure the Xbox PC app is supported on these other bits of hardware. It feels like it's gonna come and bite them in the butt compared to what Valve is doing with SteamOS. Why? There shouldn't be an Xbox OS. Microsoft has the resources for it, especially when you compare it to Valve. And me and my buddy Matt were talking about this, because it's like, who is the person that is just going out there and subscribing to Game Pass Ultimate so they can play Xbox games solely through the cloud? Does that person exist yet? I would say it's much more likely that the person who is subscribing to Game Pass Ultimate, therefore giving them access to cloud gaming, are people like me. Kind of like the more hardcore fans who want to play day one games, who want to use the PC Game Pass as well, play across different devices, maybe every now and then stream. Is the Xbox cloud gaming only person worth the investment compared to, I don't know, making an Xbox OS? I love talking to my friend Matt about this stuff because he reminds me of like the regular person's perspective on all of this gaming hardware stuff, what people actually want depending on your specific interests, like how much time you want to dedicate to playing video games. And you know what he was telling me the other day? He was like, you know what I want? I want a way to play these cool games that are only available on PC and Steam, these kind of like niche indie titles. But I don't want a PC. I don't want to build it. I don't want to have a Steam Deck. I want a little box that runs Steam games that I can put onto my TV and play it like it's a console. And of course, Steam already tried that. It flopped. But apparently they're like, no, we're going to try this again. And I think it could actually be really successful now that people are familiar with the Steam Deck. Xbox needs to target that player base. Like, there should absolutely be a way for Xbox, especially considering all of their interest in the PC gaming market. They need to figure out a way to be like, hey, you know what? We got this little box that can run PC games, it can run Xbox games as well, that you can hook up to your TV without any fuss. People would definitely prefer that to like, oh, here's a box that only streams games. I feel like cloud gaming is just not to that point yet. I feel like that would go a lot longer than trying to convince my buddy Matt to freaking subscribe to Game Pass Ultimate, pay 20 bucks a month so he can stream games and they look worse, they perform worse directly to his TV. I know the whole reason why they're focusing on cloud gaming, because the ceiling, the potential is pretty high. If they figure it out, and people really like streaming games to their phone, to their tablet, to their laptop, or whatever, they get a bajillion more potential gamers versus if they tried to sell them a box. It's not too late though. They could be working on an Xbox OS as we speak right now. Someone's watching this on the team. They're like, haha, Ray, you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't know what we're cooking up. It's not outside the realm of possibility because we know that they're working on an Xbox handheld. And what better way to debut an Xbox OS than on their own first party device? But wait a minute, guys, hold on. What is this? Oh, they're doing it, Xbox OS, well, sort of. Literally, as I was cutting this video, another announcement came out of CES, this time from Microsoft's VP of Next Generation. That is right, Jason Ronald participated in a panel hosted by AMD and Lenovo titled The Future of Gaming Handhelds. Now again, this is something we knew this guy was gonna attend. We weren't quite sure what he was gonna talk about. I thought it might be a great time to reveal some kind of Xbox OS for gaming handhelds, which he sort of alluded to, but nothing super concrete. A lot of what he's saying though is directly relevant to what we've been talking about this entire video. He said, we've been really innovating for a long time in the console space, and as we partner across the industry, it's really about how do we bring those innovations that we've incubated and developed in the console space and bring them to PC and bring them to handheld gaming. When The Verge caught up to him after the event, they confirmed that Microsoft is looking to combine Xbox and Windows gaming experiences, and that we should be expecting to see something this year, not whenever the handheld comes out. He says, I would say it's bringing the best of Xbox and Windows together because we have spent the last 20 years building a world-class operating system, but it's really locked to the console. What we're doing is we're really focused on how do we bring those experiences for both players and developers to the broader Windows ecosystem. This is all good. I'm with Jason here. Yes, I'm liking everything that he's saying. Do not force people to play on Windows. Just bring your already existing gaming OS to frickin' everywhere. Jason says, we're focused on really simplifying this, and making it much more like a console experience. Yes, yes, our goal is to put the player and their library at the center of the experience and not all the Windows work that you have to do today. But there's a catch though, because you go further down in this article, The Verge is like, yeah, if you're hoping for an Xbox OS, it's probably not gonna be that. It sounds more like Microsoft wants to make Windows better at gaming with an Xbox experience on top, so the pesky desktop notifications and legacy of Windows is hidden away, and that's pretty cool, I guess. This is something that's been on my mind ever since I bought my ROG Ally on Black Friday. Navigating freaking Windows with a controller sucks. I mean, you have to use a touchscreen, and that's a pain in the ass too. Yeah, there's compact mode, yeah, there's the Armory Crate app, sure. But even that's not perfect, and if you want to use your controller or your gamepad for anything else, good luck. This is all sounding cool. This is all sounding great to me. I'm afraid that it is just a smidge too little too late. I don't know why, I don't know how, but Valve already has a head start on this. Over the past couple of years, they have introduced the concept of SteamOS. They've liked it enough for other companies to be like, hey, we want SteamOS on our hardware too. There's no reason why Xbox shouldn't be in that position, especially with this new goal of, oh, we want Xbox everywhere, on every screen. The future is very exciting for Xbox. I want to know what they're gonna do next, and they've been very, very quiet for the past couple of months. I know fans, myself included, have a lot of questions about, well, are there gonna be Xbox exclusives anymore, or are they going full multi-platform? There's been a lot of back and forth on this. Oh no, we're just gonna do these games. Oh no, we're gonna do more games. There are no limits on what games that we're gonna port over to PS5. No, there are some limits. It's a case-by-case basis. My gut is telling me that they're going towards a future where all Xbox games are gonna be multi-platform. Maybe we'll have timed exclusives, but I think the age of true Xbox exclusives, those are coming to an end. And apparently this analyst agrees with me in a recent prediction article that he did for GameIndustry.biz. He says, I am aware that Microsoft has already become somewhat open to releasing Xbox games on other platforms, but 2025 might be the year where they go all in. The $69 billion Activision Blizzard deal, rising costs across the board, the power of forever titles, the huge lead of Sony and other factors will likely leave Microsoft no choice but to bring all their big games to PS5 early, including blockbusters such as Gears of War E-Day or Perfect Dark. This is just coming a week or two after Matt Piscatella over at Circana said pretty much the same thing, because he was like, well, why wouldn't they do it? They're making a ton of money. It doesn't seem to be affecting them in any negative way because, well, console sales were already going down. I think realistically, Xbox fans have to prepare for a future where Xbox games are gonna be on PlayStation. It's just gonna happen. It's already happening. They have no reason to stop. I think they're gonna be playing it pretty careful. Like, it's one thing to be like Indiana Jones, there's gonna be a PlayStation 5 version. Machine Games, although technically an Xbox first-party studio, people don't view it like that. Historically, that's not how it's always been. So Perfect Dark, I don't think people, I mean, it's just not a franchise that historically you associate with the Xbox brand. Gears of War, Fable, Halo, that's gonna be a different story. I would imagine that out the gate, they wouldn't just be like, oh yeah, next Halo game, multi-platform right out the gate. I imagine there would be some sort of exclusivity period, if nothing else but to save face. Or I guess they can go the complete opposite direction. For the first time ever, PlayStation players can play this historic Xbox franchise. Join us as we make history, PlayStation players. Let's make this the biggest launch of a Halo game ever. I'm gonna forego my usual outro to talk about something that is impacting so many people who live in my area. As many of you know, I live in LA, and I've been here for the past 5 years. I moved out in 2019. And as many of you know already, much of the LA area is being just absolutely ravaged by wildfires, mainly the Pacific Palisades and the Altadena, Pasadena areas. I kind of held off on talking about it because, well, when I make these videos and I post them, I mean for them to be kind of like an escape you know, for however long you watch my video, whether it's a couple minutes or the whole 15, 19, 20 minutes. For that time, my hope is that, you know, I take your worries away for a little bit and we live in this world together where the most important thing that is going on right now, the most pressing issue, is whether or not there's going to be a PlayStation 5 version of Gears of War E-Day. But I'm not going to lie, y'all, it is super scary. It's really bad out here. Thousands of people are displaced. They're without their homes. A lot of you have reached out to me, whether it's through YouTube comments or you're DMing me on Xbox or other forms of social media. Me and my wife are really lucky. We're still okay. Our area has been relatively okay. It got pretty scary the other night when the Palisades fires just all of a sudden decided to turn northeast towards our neighborhoods and our area into the valley. For our neighborhood, it looks like things have calmed down a little bit. For reference, this was the view from my second floor balcony last night compared to what it looks like tonight. Unfortunately, that is not the case for thousands and thousands of people who live out here. My wife, who's been on the channel before, organized this really awesome donation drive at this business up the street. And in that same spirit, if you're still with me, you're still watching this video, and you want to know what you can do to help out, Haley gathered this helpful list of links that you can go visit and donate to. And these are not just like general, donate to the Red Cross, like these big organizations that you don't know where your money's going to exactly. These are people on the ground in LA right now, in the Palisades, in Pasadena, Altadena, who are helping out, donating to the firefighters, donating to World Kitchen, who is literally out in Pasadena cooking people hot meals that have been displaced. Again, the links are down in the description if you want to check them out.